So it's Matt Higgs here, and I'm with Dave Parry from Canon, who is going to show us an accessory today. It's not normally something we do, accessory videos, but this is a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got here the new speedlight, which is the 470EX AI. We've never had an AI speedlight before, and this is an artificially intelligent speedlight, basically.
Okay.
And the idea of this is to help you with bounce flash photography. So bounce flash is not a particularly easy thing to do. You've got to get the angle just right on your subject. If the angle's too far forward, you end up getting shadows under the eyes and this kind of thing. And if it's too far back, you end up using too much power, or you end up getting shadows behind and this kind of thing. So what this flash gun will do, this flash gun will work out exactly where your subject is, where you're going to bounce from, so like where the ceiling is, and then give you the right angle to give you the optimum shooting situation.
So how does it do that?
Okay, so basically what it's doing is it's going to send out two pre-flashes, which the camera is going to register, and then it's going to work together to work out the right angle. And let me show you, because it's quite an unusual thing to see. So there's a switch on the back which I've just flicked on to fully automatic, and I've got the camera switched on here. So put the flash gun on there, flash gun's all charged up and ready to go. So there's a button on the side here. So what I'd do is I'd get the camera, I'd point it at my subject, and then I'd push this button here and the flash will fire twice. So you see it's fired twice there. So what it's done is it's looked at the subject, looked at the ceiling, and it's worked out the optimum angle to give you the right kind of shot, which I think is just fantastic thing to be able to do.
Certainly not something I've seen before.
And also if you change the angle of the camera, the flash gun will actually change. You double press the shutter button, so you see the tops moving depending on what angle that I've got. It's also got an orientation sensor in it, so it knows if you're shooting portrait or landscape orientation. It's a great way to make sure that you're getting the right angle on your subject to get the perfect lighting situation. Like I say, it'll also help to reduce power usage as well, because you're not firing out you're not firing out an overpowered flash.
So yeah, it's obviously going to use a little bit more battery to kind of have that movement, but you're confident that, because you're not going to be taking as many shots to get the right shot, actually it's all going to level out.
It should be quite well balanced, and to say you're not using too much power when you're firing the flash as well, and that's what eats the batteries.
And despite that kind of that automatic movement, you can still manually move it around, can't you? When that's not going to chew the gears up in it or anything like that.
No, it's full. I mean, just as an example, if you accidentally knocked it like that, pressing the shutter button again will bring it back, so you won't actually damage the flash gun irreparably by accidentally knocking it. There is actually a semi-automatic mode on here as well, which I quite like. And the idea of that, I think, is if you're like a portrait photographer or something, and you've taken a big reflector with you and you want to bounce light off that, by pushing the button on the side and then moving the head, you can set a bounce angle yourself, and the camera will stay pointing at that angle depending on what.
So you haven't always got to use the ceiling. If you decide you want to use one of the walls to one side, you can still do that.
Yep, you can tell the camera you'd rather use that by pushing the button and manually setting it, and it'll stay automatically pointed up.
And in terms of like its guide number and stuff like that, how does this rate?
So the way this flash gun handles is very, very similar to the 430 in its menu structure and this kind of thing. So it's nice and simple to use. The guide number is 47, so it's a pretty powerful flash gun, especially for its size and weight. It's not a radio slave, it is an IR slave, so you can use it with other flash guns as well if you want to have it as part of a group. So it's quite a very, it's a very sophisticated flash gun, but what I love about it is this bounce function. It takes all the guesswork out of bounce flash.
I think it's going to be a conversation starter as well, isn't it? I mean, imagine being an event photographer using this and the thing's moving around on its own.
And all of a sudden, it starts to do its own thing.
That's fantastic.
All right.
So for more information about it, visit wex.co.uk.